The Kingdom of My Divine Will in the Midst of Creatures. Book of Heaven, Volume 36, Part 5. May 19th, 1938. How the Divine Will is the paralysis of all the evils, while the human will paralyzes good. How to love and possess. How God is formed in the creature, and the creature in God. Concerns about the writings. I was always in the ocean of the divine volition, which, as if wanting to put me on guard, and warn me not to let in my poor restless human will, left me all concerned. My sweet Jesus, visiting my little soul, told me, "My blessed daughter, courage, don't be afraid. The virtue, the power of my will is such that upon entering it, all the evils, passions, missteps, and works remain paralyzed. The human will is defeated to the point of dying, without really dying. However, it understands with great joy that while the evils are paralyzed, it feels the life of goodness rising again, a light that never dies, a never-ending strength, eternal love, heroic sacrifice, and invincible patience. I can say that my will puts an end to the evils of the creature, since it is the principle and life of every good. Now, as my Fiat has the power to paralyze evils, the human will paralyzes every good when it reigns in the creature. Poor good, trapped under the paralysis of the human will. It wants to walk, but can barely drag itself. It wants to work, but it feels its arms sagging. It wants to think good thoughts, but it feels stunned and stupid. The human will without my will is the source of all evils, and the total ruin of the poor creature. After that, my beloved Jesus added in such a moving tone, "My daughter, the one who wants to possess me must love me. Loving and possessing are the same thing. As you love me, so I remain formed in your soul. And as you love me more, I grow. Only love makes me grow, and through more love, I reveal myself so as to be loved even more. So, to the degree that you love me, I let you feel how much I love you. As soon as you love me, I love and possess you. And as we mutually love each other, I form you and grow you within me. I feed you with my love and with the life of my will. I inundate you with my seas of love to make you feel how much I love you, with how much tenderness I grow you within my heart, how jealously I keep you, so that you may love me more and with my own tenderness. This is the jealousy of love. The soul is all attentive in giving me her life in every instant, to love me, to make me joyful and happy in herself, the way I make her joyful and happy inside my heart. Love wants reciprocity, and if it loves, not being loved, it feels unhappy and embittered because of what it should receive, but does not. Therefore, love me always, and if you really want to love me, do it in my will, in which you will find endless love to tie me with love chains, chains so long that I will not be able to free myself. After this, I was thinking of my big sacrifice and my reluctance in writing all this, my interior fights to put the pen on paper. Only the thought of displeasing Jesus made me do it, obeying the one who was imposing this on me. And I was saying to myself, who knows where they will end up? Into which hands? Who knows how many quibbles, oppositions, doubts they will cause to arise? I felt restless. My mind was being darkened by such apprehension that I felt like I was dying. But my sweet Jesus came back to calm me down and told me, "My daughter, do not trouble yourself. These writings are mine, not yours. And in whichever hands they go, nobody will be able to touch them to ruin them. I will take care of them, defend them, since they are mine. And whoever will take them in goodwill will find my chain of light and love for the creatures." With these writings I pour out my love. I can call them the expression of the follies, delirium, excesses of my love with which I want to win the creatures, to make them come back into my arms, to make them feel how much I love them, to let them know my love even more. I want to reach the excess of giving them the great gift of my will as life, since only in it will man be safe and feel the flames, the anxiousness of my love. So whoever will read these writings with the intention of finding the truth will feel my flames, and all transformed in love will love me more. But whoever will read them to split hairs and find doubts will remain blinded and confused by my light and my love. My children, the goodness of my truths produce two opposite effects. For those who are disposed, it is light, giving sight to their intelligence, and the life of sanctity contained in my truths. For those who are not disposed, it is blindness, which deprives them of the good contained in my truths. Then he added, "My daughter, have courage. Do not be troubled. All that your Jesus did was necessary to my love, and to the importance of what I had to manifest to you about my divine will. I can say it was necessary for my very life and to accomplish the work of creation. So, at the beginning of this state of yours, I had to use many stratagems of love. I tried so much intimacy with you that it's almost unbelievable how I reached that point. I also made you suffer much to see whether you would accept everything. Then I drowned you with my graces, with my love. And again, I gave you more sufferings, to be sure you would deny me nothing. All this to win your will. Oh, if I hadn't shown you my love, I wouldn't have given you my grace. Do you think you would have easily submitted yourself to this state of suffering for so long? It is my love, my truths, that kept you, and still keep you there, as if magnetized to the one who loves you so much. However, everything I did at the beginning of your state was necessary. It had to serve as the basis, decency, decorum, preparation, sanctity, and disposition to the great truth I was going to manifest to you about my divine will. Therefore, I will be more interested in the writings than you, because they are mine. And just one truth about my Fiat is life that I want to give to creatures. You can understand this from all you suffered, and from the graces I gave you to manifest to you my truths on my holy will. So be calm, and let us love each other. My daughter, let us not break our love, because it costs much to both of us. To you, in keeping your life sacrificed and at my disposal. To me, in sacrificing myself for you. With all Jesus' talking, I still couldn't feel completely calm. As he was speaking, peace came back to me. But afterwards, thinking about what happened to me during these days, which is not necessary here to say, I started to feel troubled again. So, for about 2 days after this, my sweet Jesus remained silent. And because of this, I felt completely exhausted, extremely weak. Then, my beloved Jesus, having compassion for me, all goodness came and told me, "Poor daughter of mine, you haven't eaten, and this is why you have no strength. It's 2 days since you have taken any food, because you were not at peace. So I couldn't feed you with my truths. My truths are food for the soul, but give also strength to the body. By being so troubled, you would not have understood me, neither would you have been disposed to take such a delicious food. You must know that peace is the door through which truth enters. the first kiss, the invitation of the creatures disposed to listen, to let it speak. Therefore, if you want me to give you a lot of food, go back to your state of peace. Furthermore, during these days you've been so troubled that heaven, angels, and saints have been trembling over you. They felt a bad air, which did not belong to them, coming from you. So they all prayed for you to find your peace again. Peace is the smile of heaven, the source of celestial joys. Look at your Jesus. I am never troubled over any offense they can give me. I can say that my throne is peace. So, I want you wholly peaceful, my daughter, because in this mode, too, we have to adapt ourselves and to look alike. Peaceful me, peaceful you. Otherwise, the kingdom of my will cannot be established in you, since it is a kingdom of peace. Fiat. May 27th, 1938. Continuous and repeated acts bind God more to the creature and form the strength of her soul. How beautiful it is to live in the divine will! How God himself begs the creature. The rain of love that God pours over the creature, and the rain of love from those who live in the Fiat. I feel the need to enclose myself inside the divine volition, to continue my life in it. Oh, how I would love to be imprisoned in its light, so that I could neither see nor hear anything else but what regards its will. Then my beloved Jesus, coming back to visit my poor soul, all love told me, "My blessed daughter, I want you here, imprisoned in my will, so that no other things can have life in you. Now you must know that all the harmony of the creature is in the repetition of her good acts done in my will. A single act does not form any harmony or beauty, but many continuous acts united together call the attention of God, who puts himself in waiting for the acts of the creature. As she performs them, he communicates to her now beauty, now sanctity, now goodness, wisdom, or love. In sum, he provides her with his ornaments and divine qualities. All the acts repeated by the creature form the strength of her soul, binding God even more to herself. They form heaven in the depth of the soul, and as she goes on repeating her acts, some are turned into star, others into wind, blowing whispers of love. Others become a sea, continuously murmuring love, glory, adoration to God the Creator. In sum, the whole atmosphere is reproduced in her. However, when the acts are not continuously repeated, they lack that unifying power that gives strength to all. They lack that divine mode of acting unceasingly, sustaining each of them with creative strength, in perennial attitude of doing and redoing again. Furthermore, a single act has never formed any sanctity, because it has no strength. It does not possess the life of love, since true love never says basta, never stops. And if it does, it's dead. Only continuously repeated acts can send good surprises to heaven, where, as one arriving act is being enjoyed, another one follows, and more arrive, forming the enchantment for the heavenly fatherland. Therefore, in my will, there is always something to do, and time can't be wasted. Then, with a more tender tone and stronger love, he added, "My daughter, how beautiful it is when a soul loves to do the divine will. Heaven lowers itself, and everybody assumes the posture of venerating and adoring the supreme volition. They see its majesty, height, and power enclosed in the little circle of the creature, doing what it does in its celestial royal palace, sumptuously showing its love and works, being honored as great queen, to the extent that royal lives arise for as many acts as the creature does. Then my Fiat feels all its divine power, its ruling scepter brandished in royal modes, while the creature renders it all the honors it deserves. Since my Fiat embraces all, it feels so glorified that it is as if all would let it reign. In sum, we cannot find truer beauty, receive greater love, operate more exceptional prodigies than in the soul who loves to live in our will. My desire for the soul to live in our will, my anxiety and my ardent sighs are such that I keep repeating to the ear of her heart, "Make me content. Do not make me sigh any more. If you live in my Fiat, the night will be over for you, and you will enjoy the fullness of the day. Or better still, every act done in it will be a new day, bringing new graces, new love, and unexpected joys. All the virtues will have a celebration for you in their place of honor. Like many princesses, they will court your Jesus and your soul. You shall form in yourself my throne of brightest light, where I will dominate as a king. In all freedom, I will dominate your whole being, even your breathing. I will court you with all my works, my pains, my steps, my love, my own strength, to be your defense, your help, and your food. There is nothing I won't give you if you live in my will." Now, you must know that our Supreme Being keeps the creature under a thick rain of love. All created things pour a rain of love upon her. The sun pours light of love. The wind pours waves, blows freshness, and caresses of love. The air pours continuous lives of love. My immensity surrounding her, my power sustaining and bringing her as in my arms, my creative act preserving her. All pour on her infinite and powerful love, love that every instant creates more love. We are always over the creature, to enclose and drown her with love. She makes us delirious for so much love, and still she doesn't let herself be won over to loving us. What pain, what suffering! But would you like to know who has exact knowledge of our uninterrupted reign of love? The one who lives in our will. Only she feels our continuous reign of love. Furthermore, by living in it, everything is hers. Not knowing what to do to give to us in return, or how to shower her rain of love, she takes all created things, our immensity and power, our creative virtue, always in the act of creating only for the sake of love, and she ascends in our very will, beginning to pour on our divine being light and caresses of love, immense and powerful love, as if she wanted to match us, taking us in her arms and saying, "See how much I love you. You pour on me, and I pour on you. I have in my power your immensity and power, which allows me to bring everything back to you. My daughter, you cannot comprehend how much relief we feel, how our flames remain refreshed and soothed under this rain of love from the creature. Our contentment is such that we feel as if we are repaid for the whole work of creation, and paid by the same coins of love with which we loved her so much. Our love has the virtue of letting form in the creature sufficient and abundant coins to pay us for what we have done for her. Therefore, in the midst of our joy, we say, "Tell us, what do you want? Do you want us to make up more stratagems of love? We'll do it for you. Tell us, what do you want? We will please you in everything. We will refuse you nothing. Denying you something, not pleasing you in all, would be like denying something to ourselves, like placing a discontent into our endless joys. Therefore, we find everything in the soul who lives in our will, and she finds everything in us. Fiat. You have reached the end of the Book of Heaven, Volume 36, Part 5. Fiat.